Well, good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to the 26th of May. It's definitely rained again last night. You can see puddles starting to appear in the field. There's a couple over there as well. Looked at the rain gauge, we had 11 mil. Now, if that's just from yesterday, I'm not exactly sure. Could be from the day before as well, but it absolutely hammered it down. Yesterday afternoon, torrential rain. So yeah, getting battered again. Fields are looking greener though. Well, that one's a bit yellow to be fair, but boys winter field's coming on alright now. Really wants a feed, but that ain't gonna happen. So right, on to today's job. We just dragged out the bale sledge. So I've got a job to do on this. For people who don't know, this is for the conventional bales. So this hooks onto the back of the baler through the pin there. So when the bales are coming out the back of the baler, they go along this, which is actually flat usually, down the run. Then it has doors on it. Just ignore these chains. These are just lifting chains. It's got gates on it. So the first baler sledge comes up, over, down, and that bar guides it round to this side, and then this bar guides it into this left hand corner, right hand corner as you look at the baler. As it does so, it catches this protrusion and turns the gate, which means it opens up a gap there for the next bale to run down this side of that arm, so down here, which then catches that bar. That bar goes forward when the bale goes round, which separates that door, which pulls it across onto that side. And the same principle again, next bale comes down the outside, moves that arm, sits in that corner, the last bale comes out, hits that arm, which then trips that lever just there. We're on this side. So that last bale comes through, hits that arm, which is across to this, which is actually a bit of a weight to hold it down. Trips that. This door then opens. So that full door opens, which allows 4 bales to then come into this bit. They then get slightly squashed by this bar and held in this area here against the back gate. Basically that's just a holding area for them. Then what you do is you wait for the next 4 to come through down into here, which gets squashed in. So you piles basically 2 bales long and 4 wide, and then you pull your rope, and that gives you your 8-pack, which when you see the videos of me doing hay, you'll see that we've got the old Massey on the bale grab, the 8 bale grab. Well, this is how you set those 8 bales together for the grab. And all the rope it runs all the way up here, past what would be the baler sat, kind of there, to the back of the tractor, and you just pull that string. Again, just opens a lever on a rod, on a tyre rod, to those little weights down the bottom, and then gate opens. So I do love the mechanics in this thing. It's so dead simple. It didn't really go wrong. Granted, it does go wrong, it has to, but the idea of it's awesome. I love it. So anyway, today's job, in fact, to get the bits and I'll show you. Right, so the idea I've got is basically to relieve myself of a rope and use a ram. This ram. So this is just a trailer brake ram, nothing fancy. Local supply got it for us. Right, so I've been fudging around for a couple of hours, trying to see what works. Basically, what we brought it with, a little piece of box here, and a bit of bar with some holes in it, bolt through it, ram onto it, take it off. That's going to get welded onto this box section that runs across here. A big bit of box on the other side with what will be like the actuator arm up there with the bolt through it. Again, a couple of little tabs just tack welded on. I did actually make this the wrong way around. I was going to put that on that piece of box, but because that's just a push ram, not a pull ram, it needs to go that way. So hopefully put the wire at the top of there, and the throw that whole arm's got back and forwards should pull the cable. That bit of box is quite narrow, it's not very big, but it'll do for testing and having a play around. And I'll try and find something a bit bigger, and say they're only tack welded on those lugs. So yeah, just need to try and work out where to put a spring on this to pull the ram back again. There are weights on this end. Each corner's got a couple of weights on it, but I don't think it's going to be enough to pull that little ram back. There's not a huge amount of pressure needed. But obviously once that door's shut, I'll need those latches to go down, as if they don't go down, the next 4 bales just go straight through. We'll have a play about and say I've got a hole there, I can nuke that through. It's not actually a bad job. Hook that through onto the end of there, and then we'll see. These are just springs off a trampoline, funnily enough, so I can get hold of them. Right, so after a few hours, and now a bit of sunshine and blue sky, we're about done. So it's a bit Heath Robinson, but should work. So I need to get the pipe onto this. We need to route a pipe round down there and through the baler to the tractor for the hydraulics. But it should be about right. I'll start with the back. So off the lever we've got these clamps. I've not tightened them up yet, they need tightening, but run a wire through up to this lever. Now this lever should have enough throw over here to pull this wire, to pull that bar, to open the back door. So bit of box section, bolt through, a couple of uprights, basically the same on the other side as well. And then this spring into here. Pretty much the end of that ram stops where it should do as well, which should be the end of the throw of that. So hopefully it all works. Just another welding. Getting better, just don't look at that one. Oh, that one. But yeah, they're not too bad, they're going to hold. Not the prettiest in the world, but they're enough. So yeah, looking forward to giving it a try and see how it wants tightened up, and I'll probably need to change this over as well, because there is a bit of wiggle room in there down that side. I don't think it's tough enough, and I also need to get like the tier drop in for the wire, but that's a bit more faffing. I just want to make sure it all works now. Right, that'll do for the moment anyway.